He reminded us to look up at the stars, and he was quite the star himself. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 Stephen Hawking cameos in pop culture.
Professor Stephen Hawking bot transform.
Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we're scouring the world of films, television, music and more to find the most hilarious appearances made by this brilliant theoretical physicist during his remarkable lifetime.
This is Dr. Hawking.
Oh, well this is Mr. Rudd.
Who? Office hours are 3 to 5 p.m.
Number 10, Monty Python Live, mostly.
As fast as it can go, at the speed of light, you know. 12 million miles a minute, and that's the fastest speed there is.
Few groups know comedy as well as Monty Python, so for their 2014 reunion shows at the O2 Arena, they tapped the best in British wit, theoretical physicist Stephen Hawking and particle physicist Brian Cox. Wait, what? Oh, they were there to talk about the scientific validity of the Python's Galaxy song. Gotcha. And if you've ever doubted Hawking's comedic timing, just wait till he runs Cox down and sings the song himself.
That's orbiting at 19 miles a second, so it's reckoned. The sun that is the source of all our power.
Hawking jumped at the chance to participate in this event, as he was a huge fan of Python and, obviously, the Galaxy. The result is an unexpected delight.
And pray that there's intelligent life somewhere out in space, cause there's bugger all down here on Earth.
Number 9, Late Night with Conan O'Brien.
Hello?
Hello, it's Stephen.
Hi, Stephen. How are you tonight? Yeah.
You know you're a talent when you can upstage Jim Carrey. Appearing alongside Carrey on Conan's first late-night show, Stephen Hawking once again proved that his genius encompasses all things, including comedy. Steve calls Jim up to talk shop about the ekpyrotic universe theory, and insults the intelligence of the audience in the process.
But don't bother trying to explain it to them. Their pea brains cannot grasp the idea of the world on the brain.
Yeah, I know.
The back and forth between Carrey and Hawking is filled with great moments, especially when Hawking says he has to cut the call short to watch the rest of Dumb and Dumber. Hey, even theoretical physicists need to unwind sometimes.
I have to go now. I am very busy watching Dumb and Dumber.
Number 8, Pink Floyd's Keep Talking and Talkin' Hawkin'.
Let's make sure we keep talking.
Stephen Hawking, rock star? Stranger things have happened. In the early 90s, Hawking appeared on an ad for British Telecom in which he espoused the virtues of communication, explaining the achievements in human history that have been made possible by talking and implying that discussion can solve any problem.
Mankind's greatest achievements have come about by talking.
This ad moved Pink Floyd's David Gilmour to tears and inspired him to sample Hawking's voice and message on the 1994 album The Division Bell for the track Keep Talking.
And something happened, which unleashed the power of our imagination.
This poignant message resonated with Gilmour so much, he revisited the same sample again 20 years later on the Endless River's Talkin' Hawkin'.
Our greatest hopes will become reality in the future.
Number 7, Stephen Hawking's new voice.
Time to hide my new voice.
Professor Hawking had one of the most unique and recognizable voices in the world. Sort of. Well, it wasn't exactly his voice, but that computerized voice box is familiar to millions.
Are you kidding me?
Even so, in this 2017 Red Nose Day sketch, Hawking is in search of a new sound.
Listen, I think my voice would endow your presence with an enormous authority.
What follows is a veritable who's who of celebrity auditions, from the likes of Liam Neeson and Rebel Wilson, to Simon Cowell and Gordon Ramsay, to Miss Piggy and even Bill Gates.
Not a chance.
Through it all, Hawking is there judging and offering up some sassy quips. But in the end, he finds what he believes is the perfect match.
Hello. My name is Stephen Hawking.
Number 6, Anyone Can Quantum.
What makes you qualified to speak on quantum mechanics?
Well, I'm in Actors Equity.
How do you make a quantum chess match between Stephen Hawking and Paul Rudd more epic than it already is? Get the faces behind the Bill and Ted franchise to direct and narrate the resulting video footage.
At 12:03 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, January 12th, 2016, the battle for the future began.
Directed by Alex Winter, this educational comedy short has Keanu Reeves providing the voiceover, while Rudd challenges Hawking to a game using quantum physics that may or may not determine the fate of humankind. Funny, educational, and overly dramatic, this Caltech sketch is most excellent, and Hawking was a key ingredient.
How? I did not touch your bishop.
Entanglement, Dr. Hawking. It surrounds us and penetrates us.
Number 5, Last Week Tonight with John Oliver.
You're an idiot.
Is there a better way to inaugurate a new series of your late night talk show than to have Hawking as your very first guest? We think not, especially if the segment is about great minds.
The first question they asked it was, is there a God? The computer replied, there is now.
As Last Week Tonight is known for its comedic and satirical elements, Oliver needed to make sure he could keep his first People Who Think Good interview with Hawking both entertaining and interesting. Thankfully for the host, Hawking demonstrated that he wasn't just a brilliant mind, he could also be as sarcastic and funny as Oliver himself.
It's a little hard to read your tone of voice. When you say that, are you being sarcastic?
Yes.
I thought so.
Number 4, Futurama.
Hey, the usual Professor Hawking.
No, today I'd like something good.
Hawking appeared several times in this futuristic animated sitcom, and whether he was a literal talking head or a member of Al Gore's vice presidential Action Rangers, he always delivered the laughs.
Probably magnets.
Shut up, Hawking.
Throughout this series, Hawking brought plenty of science and sass to all his scenes, especially when he was forced to interact with Philip J. Fry, whose intellect is just a couple of decimal points off from his own.
Hey, Stephen Hawking, aren't you that physicist that invented gravity?
Sure, why not?
He may not have been the nicest guest character, but he was definitely one of the funniest. Oh, and he can shoot lasers out of his eyes. Who knew?
Learns from
I didn't know I could do that.
Number 3, The Big Bang Theory.
Professor Hawking, it's an honor and a privilege to meet you, sir.
I know.
Considering this long-running sitcom follows a group of friends consisting of 2 physicists, an astrophysicist, and an aerospace engineer, it's probably not surprising that Hawking's been mentioned several times. But it was only in season 5 that he made the first of multiple appearances. The Hawking excitation is all about the build-up to Sheldon meeting one of his heroes.
Howard, please! This is Stephen Hawking, perhaps my only intellectual equal.
And when the moment finally comes, Hawking brings him down a notch in a way the nerdy theoretical physicist won't soon forget.
You made an arithmetic mistake on page 2. It was quite a boner.
Though the episode featuring Howard's remote-controlled toy also had its highlights, as did Hawking's other Big Bang Theory moments, his first cameo was arguably his most memorable.
Oh gosh golly, I made a boo-boo. And I gave it to Stephen Hawking.
Number 2, Star Trek: The Next Generation.
I was curious to see how 3 of history's greatest minds would interact in this setting. So far, it has proved to be most illuminating.
Stephen Hawking made a quick journey to the final frontier for this cameo. In a poker game with Data, Einstein, and Newton, Hawking proved himself to be the smartest and funniest person in the room as he cleaned out his opponent's pockets with a smile on his face.
You are bluffing, and you will lose.
Wrong again, Albert.
Hawking actually made history by being the first Trek guest star to appear as themselves, and in fact his season 6 cameo was so anticipated that crew members who weren't even needed on set showed up anyway to catch a glimpse of the genius. According to producer Rick Berman, Hawking even wrote some of his own lines. Now that's what we call making it so. Number 1, The Simpsons.
Stephen Hawking, the world's smartest man.
Stephen Hawking called The Simpsons the best thing on American television, and his appearances on the show not only earned him a cult following, They also bridged the gap between intellectualism and pop culture. Hawking's flying yellow-skinned counterpart first showed up in Springfield in season 10 when he tried to save the town from some rogue Mensa members and shared a beer with Homer.
Your theory of a donut-shaped universe is intriguing, Homer. I may have to steal it.
This friend of the show reappeared a few more times over the years, and whether he was solving mysteries, cheating his way out of a corn maze, or rapping, he always proved he had a healthy sense of humor to match his more than healthy IQ.
Break it down for me, fellas.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.